We'll move on to, would you ever consider remaking an old sitcom? Would you ever do that?
Why would that be a good idea?
That could be quite fun. You could choose an old one.
I'm always quite interested in, I don't know if you remember the sitcom Joint Account.
No.
With Peter Regan, in which a married couple, the premise of the show was they were a married couple who had a joint bank account. And lo, Joint Account was born. I mean, I don't know. That's an extraordinary idea for a sitcom.
Unimaginable.
Yeah,
Hilarious
who knows
consequences.
what they got up to.
Wow. What about Alf? You could remake Alf.
Alf would be... Apparently Alf... I was watching Alf on TV the other day. There was Alf the movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was good. Operation Alf, I believe it was called. And apparently I was looking on... fascinated by Alf, as I always have been. I went on the web to find out what's happening. And Alf now has his own chat show...
No.
...in the States. And in fact, of course, your manner is very Alf-like. sardonic.
Yeah. I also take a lot from Roland Rat.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a rattish element to you.
Don't you think you could do Alf though? Ricky as Alf, you as the frustrated dad.
that sounds brilliant. And would Ricky be kind of in puppet form, or would he be himself?
You'd add some bigger ears or something, but generally it'd be him.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be him.
That's a great idea.
You know what?
We actually used to talk. Do you remember a show called The Muppet Babies?
Yes.
It was an animated show.
They'll make your dreams come true.
Yeah, and we talked about that. Maybe it's kind of the Office Babies, where we'd have an animated show in a tiny little, and they'd all be in some kind of kindergarten, but the power dynamic would be the same.
Yeah.
There'd be a little David Brent baby, and
I was going to say you didn't have to do another sitcom. You could have done anything, a film, a cartoon, a musical, anything. Why another sitcom? Because it's very rare to have one hit sitcom. To have two is greedy.
Yes, I think we just thought we don't want. Let's not run before we can walk.
Okay.
We don't. People only know us for sitcoms, so let's stick with what we know.
Is it just greed though? Is it we're writing new sitcom? We know how this works. Have another series, Christmas special, DVDs, and the Sinister Laughter Factory just keeps on running.
No, I think you've nailed it there. I'm not going to lie to you. You're very, very perceptive. It's extraordinary. It's like Paxman.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw Martin Freeman last night.
Oh, did you?
I'm not just dropping the name, it'll become relevant. He said, I mustn't ask you about girlfriends. He said, you'd be very cagey about your love life.
Sure. Well, he knows me very well.
He said, and I said, well, fair enough, in a media interview, I probably wouldn't talk about all my business. He said, no, not in interviews. In real life, you once went to a party, brought a lady along, didn't introduce her to anyone, because you're a private person.
I don't remember that, possibly.
Is he lying?
I don't know, possibly.
He also said you might be a racist.
Well... Is this an interview? What? Are we still on the radio?
We'll move on. I should never have spoken to Martin Freeman. He's clearly a troublemaker.
I thought you had an eye on Parkinson's gig. I don't think you're going to get... This is going to turn into that Meg Ryan interview. Now I'm just going to clam up and
what we'll do, we'll play Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I'll schmooze you during the next 3 minutes.
I tell you, you've alienated me. You've lost me.
We'll have a final chunk of brilliance. Okay, here's the Foo Fighters. Schmoozing coming now. The Foo Fighters with, is it DOA? Or do people aren't saying DOA? That would be nuts. Right. Stephen Merchant is here, the star of Extras. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
How has, by the way, I schmoozed him in the music.
It's
all fine now, it's all fine.
Yeah.
We had a big kiss.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Not just a kiss, you wild card. You've got wandering hands. Go on.
That wasn't my hand. Has being on the show now.
That doesn't make any sense.
Has being in Extras. I know you were in one episode of The Office.
Yes.
But now you're sort of known as a person now.
No, I am known as a person.
How has it changed your life? Fame and that sort of thing.
It's been remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting
get invited
recognised?
on these sort of things?
Yeah.
You get invited to come back and sit in the chair that you just vacated a couple of weeks ago and talk to a handful of smackheads. Like the old days.
Come on, they're on a lot of drugs, these listeners.
It's not just...
Don't just stereotype them.
Right.
The agent that you play.
Yes.
Is he based on anyone in particular?
Not really, no. It's just the idea of who would be the most incompetent person to have. He may as well have his gran doing it. But he's got me instead.
It's quite a risk, I would imagine, writing an episode around a celebrity. And then... if I heard that Jude Law had pulled out, was that true or nonsense?
Jude Law did have to drop out.
So what do you do in that instance? You've written because you write for 3 months, don't you? Every episode?
Oh, quite a while, yeah. Yeah, it's only about half an hour a day of actual. The rest of it is, is I don't know, racism apparently, according to you.
A bit of disability stuff as well.
No, yeah, well, I suppose it is a little bit of a risk, but we sort of other than perhaps the Les Dennis episode, I think generally we tried to keep the celebrity appearances down to a minimum so that they didn't have to sort of overwhelm the show.
Okay. Now, Andy and Maggie One assumes they're being set up as the big love affair that is going to grip us as a nation.
Is that what you've assumed? Okay.
I've assumed that.
Interesting.
Have I done that wrongly?
Well, no. I mean, I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything. You know, because
they were talking on the phone on Thursday night.
Sure, but it's what's nice is very much for you your mind to wander, isn't it?
Okay, all right, nice.
It'd be silly for us to give the answers. It'd be like Lost, me telling you that it was a giant pterodactyl or something. I don't know.
Isn't it a big polar bear? They shot a polar bear,
right,
and then they said it's one of those but a bit bigger.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I know. I needn't watch for the rest of the series. You've solved it for me.
It's good, isn't it? That Lost.
It was good.
It's exciting.
I enjoyed it very much. Yeah.
That first 3 minutes, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to you. Sorry,
Thank you.
I can see you've gone. Oh, what about me? My program.
Furious.
You were a stand-up comedian for quite a while.
Well, that makes it sound like I actually made a living from it. I never really got on with stand-up very much. I quite liked the idea of it and the challenge of it, but I never took to it 100%. I never felt very comfortable on stage.
What sort of stuff did you do?
All sorts, really. I was doing a character or a sort of version of myself that was a sort of conceited comic from the West Country who was furious that people didn't know who he was. But I actually tried that out since I have something of a profile, and of course now it doesn't really make any sense. So I haven't got. Do you do stand-up? Are you a stand-up?
Yeah, I'm a bit rubbish.
Are you?
I mean, sometimes I have very good nights, and the other night is just
What
awful.
kind of stuff do you do? Are you observational, or do you take a sideways look at the week's news?
No, I hate anything topical.
Okay.
Because then it's wasted.
Sure.
You spend a whole day writing a joke about something that you can't use next week.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So what is it? Is it
It's all about me.
Yeah.
It's just very personal. And, and sometimes I'm a bit rubbish. The other week I just did a gig and I just hated the audience.
Sure, that
from
can
the
happen a
beginning.
lot,
And then so I did an awful gig.
Yeah.
I hated them.
Particularly if you go to the regions.
I don't go to London.
No, exactly.
I just hated them for some reason. You know what it is sometimes? I feel like, because of my humour, it's deeply intelligent.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it's very profound. And if an audience is laughing already at a comic who is, a bit of a hack,
Yeah.
I think, well, why do I need to be
Sure.
there then? What's the point of me with my brilliantly written, constructed humour?
Yes. Do
Now-
you go off script? Do you improvise? Are you a
Only
Robin Williams style?
If the audience starts something, I'll have to do something. But I generally just like to discuss me in the way that I prepared
And
it.
where are you currently available? Where can we see you next?
Go to edfringe.com.
Okay.
I'll be in Edinburgh for the final week of the festival. Tickets are priced around £9 or £10.
Simon, thanks very much indeed for coming on the show.
Okay, no, I have one final sort of question about you. And Ricky, you
Yeah.
are both atheists.
That's right.
This is the deep bit.
Okay.
Now, did you both come together as atheists in a happy coincidence, or did one of you agree to go along with it?
I think we both independently came to those conclusions, and then we united in our atheism. Are you a religious man?
I'm
Is
not.
that why you bring it up?
No, I'm not, but I think it's quite an interesting subject, and I feel like there's surely something going on, isn't there? Do you worry you may be wrong?
No.
There's no, well, you might go to hell.
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
But then which of the many faiths do I choose?
Go for Judaism, that's a good one.
Is that a popular one?
Yeah! People love all that.
It is good, isn't it? I wonder. I'm going to wait and see how well Kabbalah does. And
No,
if Kabbalah's
Kabbalah-
popular in the next 5 years, if that's because at the moment I think recruitment's quite good. So I think if
Kabbalah
that
is, there's no,
continues,
I don't think there's any Jews in the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is like the religious equivalent of an Irish pub.
great.
I think, but don't you think,
Yeah, no, that's a very good analogy. That works.
musicians always, often you hear a musician saying, I don't know where the song came from. It came to me in my sleep. I went downstairs to the piano. This song came. This 3-minute beautiful song came.
Yes.
Do you never have a joke, perhaps about the disabled, that just came?
Sure.
And you think, surely it was God that brought me this joke.
No, I've never ever had that experience. I've never had the experience of thinking God has just blessed me now with a joke about someone who's got cerebral palsy.
Right. I thought I'd throw
He
it
does
out there.
move in mysterious ways. I'm not sure they're that mysterious.
Okay. It's been lovely to have you.
It's been an absolute joy to be here.
These have been all interesting topics we've covered, haven't they?
Fascinating, and we've whipped through them. You've got to the very heart of me in under 20 minutes.
Is there anything we don't know about you now?
I don't think so.
Okay then, lovely. Thank you very much for coming in. Oh, we've got adverts on More Music now. We've got adverts, and then Stephen Mang is coming in from Greenwing. You a fan of Greenwing?
I do like Greenwing.
Okay, lovely. You can give me some questions to ask him then, because I haven't really researched him very well.
Sure.
Okay, adverts now. Thank you very much. Stephen Merchant, the
Thank you.
star of Extras.
XFM.